Coming up right now on SUTV News, a ship professor tells us how California water shortage affects Shippensburg.
And get a behind-the-scenes look at Act 5's 24-hour play.
It's all right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Lucy Davis.
And I'm Joe Rodriguez. It may be across the country, but western U.S. drought could impact us here on the East Coast. California is plagued by a drought, and NASA scientists says that California reservoirs may be run dry by next year. And January was the driest month in the state's history. The winter months yield most of California's precipitation, so some experts worry that the drought may only get worse. The water shortage will affect the entire U.S., even people in Shippensburg.
And I think you already see, even in places like Shippensburg, prices of some types of groceries have gone up because of this. And it is the fresh fruits and vegetables, especially off-season in the wintertime. You know, a lot of that, if it's not imported from Mexico or other countries, a lot of it is coming from Southern California.
In efforts to control water usage, California officials are asking residents to cut back on personal usage. No mandatory rations have been implemented yet.
On Wednesday, the Ethnic Studies program is hosting its annual lecture at 7 p.m. in the Orndorff Theater. HBO correspondent Vikram Gandhi and producer of the series Vice will talk about his views of experimental filmmaking and DIY journalism.
Background and also his multiple ways of telling us history as a story, you know, bringing us the viewers and now the students different ways of telling explaining us the cultural background and social situations in multiple places. I think it's very interesting.
A question and answer session will follow the lecture. It is free and open to the public. For more information, visit our website, sutvnews.com, keyword ethnic studies. And a Shippensburg scholar is trying to do his part to improve access to quality health care. Across the United States, access to quality health care is a growing problem, with rural areas being the most disadvantaged. Shippensburg professor of sociology, Dr. Chad Kimmel, conducted research on the healthcare options available to residents in Perry County.
And rural communities throughout the country could benefit from the study because it, the survey was a great model to use. We looked at other models being used and adapted it to Perry, and with comments and communication with the coalition, made adjustments to it that made it stronger.
And Dr. Kimmel hopes other rural counties in America will also use his recommendations to improve healthcare options and accessibility. Coming up on SUTV News, help build a medical facility by taking home some artwork. Find out how.
And less stress may help in the treatment for breast cancer.
Stay tuned.
Great deal on a painting, and a kid in need can get the medical care that he or she desperately needs. The Friends of Gromang are hosting a silent auction this Saturday in the Memorial Auditorium. Bid on artworks, original paintings, photographs, and gift certificates. Proceeds of the auction will help support the work of the Student Learning Seminar in the village of Gromang in Haiti.
The program has adopted, so to speak, a village in Haiti, and we are tackling now the renovation of the dispensary. So they don't have any medical facility, and 100% of the proceeds will go to the building of the dispensary in the village.
Bidding for the silent auction will begin in the auditorium lobby during the intermission of the Tales of Beast and Devils musical performance.
The campus group Colleges Against Cancer is teaming up with Relay for Life to hold the annual 5K color run this Saturday. Organizers of the event hope to raise money for cancer research.
The Relay for Life. They also have fundraisers throughout the year to meet our goal of $50,000 for Relay for Life. So we do the color run, we've done volleyball tournaments, just a lot of different fundraisers to help meet our goal.
The event will take place at the Shippensburg Township Park. Registration starts at 12 p.m. Regular registration is $15, but for just $5 more, you can receive a t-shirt. The run time is at 1 o'clock. Visit sutvnews.com for details.
There are new developments about the deadly German wings plane. For that and the latest world news, here is Andrew Robinson.
We are learning more this evening about the 150 people who died aboard Germanwings Flight 9525. Officials say the co-pilot purposely crashed the plane into the French Alps Tuesday. We are learning co-pilot Andreas Lubitz locked himself in the cockpit and started the deadly descent.
The captain has left the cockpit. He tried to regain access where there were knocks on the doors, according to the French authorities, and the door was either kept locked or not opened in the way it was supposed to be. And that for sure is a clear indication that the remaining pilot, the co-pilot, didn't want the captain to return.
Wings says the flight reached cruising altitude when it began to descend, falling 6,000 feet in 8 minutes. Victims come from at least 15 different countries, including 3 people from the United States. Tornadoes ripped through Oklahoma yesterday, killing 1 person and injuring several others. The reported tornado ravaged a mobile home park and destroyed dozens of trailers just west of Tulsa. The storm also flattened a gymnastics studio where 60 people were huddled underground. The storm damaged buildings, tore off roofs, and left debris scattered across roads. From prisoner of war to defendant, Bo Bergdahl is charged with desertion and misbehavior before the enemy for leaving his post in Afghanistan in 2009. Bergdahl will now appear at a preliminary hearing similar to a civilian grand jury inquiry at Fort Sam Houston in Texas, where he is serving active duty. If convicted, Bergdahl could face life behind bars. Verizon and AT&T filed suit to block the Federal Communication Commission's new net neutrality rules. The new regulations prevent internet service providers from blocking websites or charging additional fees for faster internet lanes, and will also give the FCC supreme authority over the internet. In 2010, the FCC tried to implement net neutrality rules, but was successfully blocked by Verizon from an appellate court. A new study reviewed 240 women diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States. The study says managing stress early in breast cancer treatment may improve mood and quality of life. Some of the women attended a 1-day educational seminar, while others attended a 10-week support group. Those who attended the 10-week support group experienced fewer depressive symptoms during their first year of treatment and for up to 15 years after. That's all of your world news this week. Back to Joe and Lucy at the desk.
Don't go away. Big name duos take to the big screen this weekend. Find the movie that you'll need to see.
And after the movie, take a lap with Mario. Entertainment is still to come on SUTV News. He is here to tell us if we should expect more warm weather.
Well, I hope so, because today was a great escape from the cold.
I would agree. Jake?
Definitely.
Mother Nature has a sick sense of humor. Tomorrow's high is at just 50 degrees with overcast skies. And taking a look at the 5-day, Saturday's temperatures fall even lower with a high of 38 and a 50% chance of snow showers. Sunday will see the thermometer start to move back in the right direction with another high of 50 and sunny skies. Monday, partly cloudy skies and a high of 56. And Tuesday will see a high of 58 degrees, but with a 60% chance of rain. That's it for this week's weather. I'll see you next week.
This week in theaters, the new releases all have dynamic duos. Holly Hare has your ticket.
Bradley Cooper and co-star Jennifer Lawrence join forces in yet another romance film, Serena. Let's take a look. Wait, it's not coming to theaters? 2 of America's biggest movie stars are not hitting the big screen, but you can watch the film on demand this weekend. Plus, fans rate it 4 stars.
A North Carolina timber magnate named George, played by Cooper, and his wife Serena, played by Lawrence, endure a devastating miscarriage. In the wake of it all, Serena grows jealous of a woman who had a son with her husband. As the film unravels, Serena's suspicions over George and whether or not he is keeping a secret from her drives her to madness.
And you've seen him as a physics whiz on Big Bang Theory and her gracing the pop stage across the globe.
Hello? Jim Parsons and Rihanna team up as O and Tip, respectively, in the DreamWorks animation Home.
What is happening to my body?
Go dancing!
Get down with Tip and O while on the run from the alien race and on the search to find Tip's mother.
Oh, I have almost no cash!
And finally, two comedic superstars Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell match up. When a millionaire is charged with tax evasion, there's only so many ways to prepare for time behind bars. James, played by Ferrell, looks to Hart's character Darnell to teach him how to survive his 10-year prison sentence. The two do whatever it takes for James to get hard and discover truths about themselves and what they're doing.
Get Hard hits theaters tomorrow. Stay tuned next week for all the new releases. For SUTV Entertainment News, I'm Holly Hare.
Ship's Mr. Ivy makes philanthropy fashionable. Mr. Ivy is a male fashion show and fundraiser. The contestants compete in talent, swimsuit, and questions to win the title of Mr. Ivy. It's Alpha Phi's Big Spring fundraiser.
We raise money for women's cardiac care and prevention. It goes towards the Alpha Phi Foundation, which raises money for people who either are going through heart health issues, or if they just have preventative services.
The event is tomorrow, Friday, March 27th. The doors open at 3:45 in the Cub NPR with a $3 entrance fee. For an additional $1, you can buy a raffle ticket for prizes like signed flyers, puck, gift cards, and much more. Hop in the cart and join the tournament. It's a Mario Kart tournament beginning at 8 tonight. The tournament is on the Wii consoles in the red zone. Spots are limited, so be sure to get there early. It will be a bracket-style competition, and the winner will get a $100 gift card. Last week, we told you about the Campus Acting Club's ambitious goal of putting an entire play from concept to final curtain in just 24 hours. Well, over the weekend, Act 5 made it happen. Dylan Horrocks has the story.
Creating and performing an original play in one day means that what should be months' work of work has to get done fast. The result was a play about an unusual cast of characters stuck together in a bar during the beginning of the apocalypse.
Can this get any worse?
To get it staged, Act 5 members divided into groups to work on multiple tasks at once.
The writers went to the production room and started writing for this awesome play that we accomplished, and then half of the other team started working on the set.
Actors had scripts, but could improvise their own lines during rehearsals and the performance. Director Chris Erickson added some of the improvised lines to the script Saturday morning.
Gabby, who played the opera singer, she was like, "You're tearing us apart, you and your whiteness." That was completely improvised. That was funny, and I was just trying not to break character when she said that. But
For actors, creators, and writers, the stress was only exceeded by the fun.
yeah, I got to act, and it was a whole lot of fun. So much fun. And I would definitely do it again.
It was a successful show, and now Act 5 plans to put on a 24-hour play every semester. For SUTV, this is Dylan Horrocks.
The bar at the end of the universe drew an audience of 30, and Act 5 made $22 in donations. That's it for entertainment. See you next week. Joan Lucy, what's up next?
Find out what Shippensburg Athletics is doing to eliminate offensive language and in and on the field.
And find out which Ship student was named Player of the Year.
It's all coming up next.
Welcome back to SUTV. We have some great news about a certain NFL player, but first let's talk about the exciting things happening locally. Dylan Osanatich was named the 2015 PSAC Men and Women's Indoor Track and Field Coach of the Year. It is his 10th season. He led both teams to the league championships and 13 individuals to the NCAA championships. Osanitis has been honored 6 other times. Laquan Chapman was named 2015 PSAC Men's Indoor Field Athlete of the Year for the 2nd year in a row. Chapman also earned 2nd Team All-American, placing 11th in triple jump at this year's national championship. He was field MVP and overall MVP after winning the long jump and the triple jump at the conference championships. Men's basketball player Dylan Edgar was named to the 2014-2015 PSAC Eastern Division First Team Squad and NABC Atlantic All-District Second Team. The last player to receive these honors was Chuck Davis in the 2005-2006 season. Edgar ranked 12th in the country for his defensive rebounds per game and in the top 25 for field goal percentage, total rebounds per game, and double-doubles. Shippensburg Student Athlete Advisory Committee has launched a campaign entitled Don't Say. The purpose is to educate on the use of offensive language. Posters featuring student athletes next to words that bear personal significance to the individual can be seen on Shippensburg University Athletics Facebook page. The Red Raider lacrosse team took on Bloomsburg on Tuesday for its 2nd PSAC game of the season. Before Tuesday's Lax for Life game, teams met at midfield for a picture dedicated to suicide prevention. It was a windy day at Robb Sports Complex, and the 20th-ranked Bloomsburg Huskies had the Shippensburg defense frustrated, to say the least. The first goal came about 2 minutes into the game from Bloomsburg Julie Falk, and another goal followed just 40 seconds later. Ship's first goal came from senior Gary Grenfell 7 minutes into the game. Ship scored twice more in the first half, with goals coming from sophomore Amanda Frank and senior Sheila Johnson. The Red Raiders came out with a little more fire in the second half, with goals coming again from Johnson and Grenfell. It wasn't enough, though, and the Red Raiders fell to the Huskies 14-6. Shippensburg is on the road for its next 2 PSAC games, with this weekend, while Sheila Johnson is on the hunt for her 100th career goal. We'll talk to Sheila right after her goal and have that for you next week. Baseball took up an IUP looking to expand their 4-game winning streak. Ryan Cho has the highlights.
Shippensburg played their doubleheader on Wednesday and cruised through the opener. Shippensburg scored 9 runs in the first inning and won by a score of 18-19. Overall, Shippensburg played well offensively and defensively, as Ryan McMillan hit a double, driving in the first run of the game, and Ship got IUP starter out of the game before the first inning ended with 2 walks, 6 hits, and 2 errors from IUP. Starting pitcher Kyle McClintock pitched very well, not giving up any hits in the first inning. However, he was lifted after giving up 8 runs in the 4th inning. Ship will now try to get their season back on track this weekend. Ryan Cho, SUTV Sports.
The Raiders lost Game 2 6-13. Ship will host East Stroudsburg Friday. The first pitch is at 1 p.m. Now it's time to take a look at a sport that's not quite as recognizable as baseball. An iconic element of the Harry Potter series is the high-flying sport of Quidditch. Ship actually has its very own team. How's this possible? Nick Holub has the story.
From the pages of the Harry Potter series comes the real-life version of the fantasy sport Quidditch. In the Harry Potter universe, players fly around on a pitch on brooms and compete with enchanted balls. The players pass a ball called the quaffle around and try to score points through the opposing team's hoops. Bludgers fly into players at high speed to knock them off their brooms, and catching the golden snitch ends the match. Obviously, there's no way to play Quidditch like the students of Hogwarts do, but Ship students have found the next best thing. The Shippensburg Warlocks simulate flying on brooms by running across the pitch using PVC pipes. Letting go of your broom is called a dismount, and the player must run back to their hoops to resume play. And instead of enchanted elements, the players take matters into their own hands. One might call Quidditch a combination of dodgeball, tag, and rugby, with 7 players a team. 1 keeper, 3 chasers, 2 beaters, and 1 seeker. Quidditch may be a sport for the nerdy, but it is not for the weak. It is full contact and no safety gear is required. Players often get hit in the head and tackled to the ground. Quidditch is a rough sport, but the main focus is to have fun among friends. For SUTV Sports, I'm Nick Holub.
All students are welcome and encouraged to join the Quidditch team if they're interested. If so, contact the Quidditch president, Mary Grace Keller, at mk3520@ship.edu. We end tonight's sports segment with some great news. Cincinnati Bengals defensive tackle Devin Still's daughter, Leah, is in remission. Leah was diagnosed with a rare pediatric cancer with a 50-50 chance of surviving on June 2nd, 2014. Still states on his Instagram, "When I look at my daughter, all I can do is smile and hug her. It was not easy, but every day and every treatment, Leah fought like hell and kicked cancer's butt. I am so proud and blessed to call her my daughter." Last season, the Bengals signed Still to the practice squad after cutting him a day earlier. The deal awarded Still his full medical coverage in order to help pay medical bills for Leah. Still has recently signed a low-end one-year contract with the Bengals while he ponders his decision of continuing his career. Well, the first few rounds of March Madness have been exciting to say the least. Let's wrap this up and enjoy tonight's games. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you. Well, that's it for SUTV News. I'm Lucy Davis.
And I'm Joe Rodriguez. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at SUTV News and like us on Facebook.
And for more information on tonight's stories and extra news, visit our website, sutvnews.com.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.